Welcome back to the lecture series of Computer Aided Manufacturing. I am Neha Joshi, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Let's start with our second chapter, that is NC-CNC machine tools. In previous session, we covered different topics like preparatory functions or G-code which are used in CNC programming and miscellaneous functions which are used in CNC programming. In today's session, we will cover different topics like access designation convention for turning center, then zero points and reference points for lathe machines, Cannet cycle for turning center, and subroutines and macros. First of all, we will discuss about the access designation convention for turning center. A CNC lathe is usually a machine tool with two axes. First one is the horizontal Z axis, where Z is a line joining chuck center and the tail stock center. And the second one is the horizontal X axis, where X axis is the line perpendicular to the Z axis but in the horizontal plane. In lathe or turning center, the workpiece is rotating and tools are stationary, which are mounted on the sliding turn. Access designation for each type of machine tool is suggested in the Electronic Industries Association. The different categories of axes used in NC-CNC machine, as you can see here, first one is main axis XYZ, then second one is rotational axis ABC, okay, then third one is secondary linear axis UVW, and the next one is incremental dimensional in circular interpolation IJK. Now first one is main axis XYZ. The nomenclature of three main axes XYZ is based on the right hand thumb rule, as you can see here in the diagram, involving the middle finger, index finger and thumb of the right hand. The thumb indicates the orientation of x-axis, the index finger indicates y-axis, and the middle finger points in the direction of z-axis. Okay. Now next one is secondary. Second one is rotational axis ABC. Okay. Designation of each rotational axis is based on the linear axis about which the rotation occurs. A is the rotation about x-axis, B is the rotation about y-axis, and C is the rotation about z-axis. When looking along the main axis in positive direction, clockwise rotation is positive. Okay. The third one is secondary linear axis UVW. The other useful secondary linear axes are designation in axis designation are U, which is parallel to the x-axis. Then V-axis is parallel to y-axis, W is parallel to z-axis, and fourth one is incremental dimension in circular interpolation. I is used as an incremental dimension in x-axis during circular interpolation. J is used as an incremental dimension in y-axis during circular interpolation, and K is used as an incremental dimension in z-axis during circular interpolation. Now we will discuss about the zero points and reference point used in coordinate system. As you can see here in the diagram, first one is machine zero point or fixed zero point, which is designated by M. Machine zero point is the home position or the origin of the machine coordinate system on all NC-CNC machine. The machine zero point is located at the positive end of each axis travel range. The location of this point may vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. The next point is blocking point, which is designated by A, which is also known as workpiece zero or floating zero point. Blocking point is a workpiece zero point. The next point is program zero point, which is designated by W. Program zero point is at the starting point of workpiece blank, or it may take on at the same position of blocking point A. It is known as a program zero point because all the tool travels are specified with respect to this point. It is advisable to place the program zero point in such a manner that the dimension in the workpiece drawing can be conveniently converted into the coordinate values. The next point is start point, which is designated by P. The start point is the point from where the first tool start the machining process. Okay, so these are the various program zero points and reference point which are used in turning. Okay. Now we will discuss about the Cannet cycle in turning center. What is Cannet cycle? The Cannet cycle in NC-CNC program are also known as a multiple repetitive cycle. Cannet cycle consists of a series of motions repeated number of time taken, like drilling, boring, tapping. Okay? As you can see here, the drilling cycle consists of the different motion of a drill like rapid approach to the workpiece, drill at given feed rate, and rapid return to the initial position. Now we will discuss commonly used Kennard cycle. First one is G81, which is known as a drilling cycle. You can see here the general step in the drilling cycle. Suppose the diameter of the drill is 10 mm and we have to drill up to 30 mm length. You can see here N1 is sequence number, then G81 is a drilling cycle. We have to drill from Z10 to Z minus 30 at a feed rate of 100 mm per minute and spindle speed is 600 rpm. Okay. Now next Kennard cycle is G74, okay, which is known as a stock removal cycle for turning center, as you can see here in the diagram. Okay. Suppose we will discuss now the steps in stock removal cycle. Suppose the diameter of bar is 40 mm and we have to reduce it up to 30 mm and up to the length of 60 mm. Now you can see steps here for G74 cycle. First sequence is N0, then G00, which represent the rapid tool positioning at 00. The next is sequence number N1, G74, which is represented stock removal cycle with incremental depth of cut of 1 mm, feed rate of 50 and diameter reduced from 40 mm to 30 mm. Okay. Next Kennard cycle is G71, which is multiple stock removal cycle. Now as you can see here in the diagram, suppose the diameter of bar is 40 mm and we have to reduce it up to 30 mm and up to length of 60 mm. Now you can see the steps here G71 cycle. First sequence is N0, then G00 is represent rapid tool positioning at 00. Next is sequence is N1, G71, which represent the stock removal cycle with incremental depth of cut of 1 mm, feed rate of 50 and diameter reduced from 40 mm to 30 mm. Okay. Now next Kennard cycle is G72, which is finishing cycle, step finishing cycle, and then next is multiple threading cycle. Okay. For the finishing cycle, steps are according to N30, then which is sequence number, then G72, F40, finishing cycle with feed rate of 40 mm per minute. The next cycle is G78, which is multiple threading cycle. Now you can see here steps for G78. Okay. Suppose the minor diameter of the bar is 19.09256, okay, and the thread height is 2.4572 mm. Thread angle is 60 degree. Depth of cut is 1 mm. The first is, you can see here in sequence number N1. Then G78 is multiple threading cycle with minor diameter DC, okay, 19.09 mm. Thread height is 2.4 mm. Thread angle A is 60 degree. Depth of cut is 1 mm and feed rate is 50 mm per minute. Okay. Now next Kennard cycle is the G85, which is known as a boring cycle. Okay. As you can see here in the diagram, different steps in boring cycle. First is the sequence number, then G85 is boring cycle. Okay. Here different coordinates are used. XY is for hole position, Z is a boring depth absolute, then R is a tool starting position above the hole, F is a cutting feed rate, and K is equal to number of repeats if required. After the positioning along X and Y axis, rapid traverse is performed to the point R. Boring is performed from point R to end depth point Z with specified feed. After completing depth Z with feed F, tool returns with the same feed rate. Return plane is dependent on G98 and G99 core. G98 specified with G85 boring cycle, the tool returns to initial level. If G99 is specified, then tool will return to R level. Okay. So these are about the Kennard cycles which are used in CNC programming. Now we will discuss about the subroutines and macros. Now first of all, what is subroutines? Subroutines are used where repetition of part program is required. Subprograms are stored at any time at the end of main program and can be called at any time for a number of times during the execution of the main program. Use of the subroutine help in shortening the program length and also prevents the repetition of statements where same machining features are required for the ones. Okay. Now what is macros? Macros are also known as a parametric subroutine in machining. It is necessary to use same type of operation with the same setup but with the dimensions variation. So similar steps with dimensions variation can be converted into parametric statements which can be converted as a macro. Therefore macro are written in the same way as that subroutines with a change in parametric specified by symbol star or hash. Okay, so this is what about the Kennard cycle, subroutines and macros which are used in CNC programming. Thank you for watching this video.